Father's not speaking to me, by the way.
No? Really? Why?
I don't know. I gave him the Disneyland story to read.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, and he hated it.
Well, that's no surprise.
God, he was furious.
Catherine was so upset she cried. How could you do this to her? She's only gone out of her way to be nice to you.
It was horrible. I never should have written it.
That was just not an option. You had to write it.
Didn't I?
Absolutely. The question is, why'd you give it to him to read? It wasn't a very flattering portrait.
I know.
There performing for the two pretty adoring co-eds who sat at his table. There was the great poet Delmore Schwartz. Mad prophet, squandered genius, son of Europe, America, and Israel.
Bruce, this is incredible.
We sat across the aisle, Elaine and I, but he included us in his rants. I don't know, about DiMaggio 1 minute, Kierkegaard the next. After midnight, the first team of cheerleaders grew tired and left. We moved our drinks over to his booth, and seeing across the table now, his eyes darting about, gleaming with brilliance. There was so much going on in there. And he was already way past his prime at this point. Well, the closing paragraph is to die for.
It is?
Are you sure you don't
No,
want to read it?
I want you to.
Despite the occasional misstep,
Oh shit, there are missteps?
minor, not to worry. Despite the occasional misstep, Miss Morrison's is a distinct, albeit youthful voice that must be reckoned with. In the dozen compact, well-observed stories that comprise eating between meals, she proves herself a keen and clever chronicler of the new lost generation. Well,
Was it keen and clever?
keen and clever chronicler. The little critic seems to have been bit by the alliteration bug.
As in Tolstoy. The unhappy characters in Miss Morrison's universe are uniquely compelling.
Oh, well, maybe you shouldn't read this. You'd start believing this shit. Disappointed? How?
Sentimentality is not your thing, Ruth. It never has been. Giving the mother a terminal illness, you didn't have to do that.
Really?
I mean, you begin to fall in love with Martha, just even though she's hypercritical of everything Emily does. I mean, she even has something to say about how Emily pours vanilla, for crying out loud. But you know, she's funny and she's honest, and Emily seems to know how to handle her, and they're fun to eavesdrop on. You know, as Emily grows up and Martha grows old. So when you don't take them anywhere, you don't resolve the relationship. I just felt really cheated.
Might have been good for me, I think, having a child.
Yeah.
I might have been a different sort of person. A better writer, maybe, a better person, better human being, possibly. My life would surely have been different. When you did come to see me, you couldn't look at me. I thought it was my appearance, that I was looking so awful that you couldn't look me in the eye.
No.
I could have used your friendship, but you were too busy pawing through my panty drawer and scavenging through my personal
what I
effects.
did.
Then why did you skulk?
I don't know. I just needed some
What did you want?
distance.
Distance?
I needed to separate from you.
That you did, my darling. That you did.
You wouldn't know what it's like to have to get out from under you, from under your influence. You couldn't possibly know what that's like.
Everything I told you.
Ruth.
Everything I shared. What a fool I was.
No,
It was all material to you, that's all it was.
it's not true.
You were just taking
That's not what I was doing. I was listening. I was cherishing every minute.
I'm sure.
Look, if I had discussed this with you and you had disapproved, listen to me. If you had disapproved, how could I have written it? I never could have written it. I would have lost you, but then I would have lost my novel too. I was scared.
Oh, poor
Look,
dear.
I didn't know what to do. You were the one person who could advise me, and I couldn't discuss it with you.